July 26th today, I think, here with another nice video. This one is is going to be a bit of a work card. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of work to make it all fit into the time we've got. But first of all, I just want to mention that the new catalogue goes live on Monday, August the 3rd, Tuesday, August the 3rd, and Celebration goes live on August the 3rd. Now, Celebration this year is a little different from Stampin' Up. Usually they just have one Celebration which runs, I think it's January to March, but it was a little too long and people were getting weary of it, so they've switched it up this year. They did 2 months for, I think, January and February, and 2 months for August and September. So it runs until September the 30th from August the 3rd. Okay, beautiful stuff in there. Lovely stamp sets. This one particularly is cute. This the little sheep. You can get the stamp set, you can get the dies. There's cute little penguins. There's really nice DSP. Anything you need, it's going to be in Celebration this time, and it's lovely. Okay, so let's get started with today's card. Today's card, I'll show you a sample of it. This is the sample of it. Okay, now I'm going to just turn the camera down so you can see. It's called it's called a tower card. All right, so let me just switch the camera down, and hopefully see what we can do. That might work. Hopefully you can see the way the card sits. You're looking down on the top of the card. Okay, when you close the card, of course it sits like this. Okay, and it flips over and over and over and back to the beginning again. All right, so it looks pretty good. It's pretty cool to make. It's just a little bit of work. Okay, I'm just gonna lift this up just a little bit to give me more room to work. Tighten those up and hope they see. So there we have it. So it sits like this, and I'll show you how to make it. And I've worked out all the measurements and written down the measurements. This one here, it used the Sweet as a Peach DSP, Sweet as a Peach stamp set and DSP. All right, and I had a few champagne colored gems on there that I found somewhere and used. The one we're going to make now, we are going to use the Frosted Gingerbread Suite from the new catalogue. So you've got Frosted Gingerbread stamps, you have Frosted Gingerbread dies, and you've got gorgeous, lovely Frosted Gingerbread DSP, and it comes in beautiful reds and greens and what would they have? Cinnamon cider, I think it's called. No, it's not called cinnamon cider. What's it called? Oh, it is cinnamon cider, early espresso, olive red, and olive green, and real red. So let me just put my parts to one side and bring in the parts of the card. So the first piece of the card. By the way, if you would like the measurements for this card, just drop me an email or a message on Facebook, and I'll send you the measurements. I reworked this card so that it will fit in a standard 5x7 envelope. Now that's a bigger envelope than we normally use, okay? But this is a 5x7 envelope, and actually a 5x7 envelope is it's about 5 1/8 by 7 1/4 inches. All right, but it's called a 5x7. You have your first piece of card is 7.5 by 5, 7.5 by 5, and it's scored at 1, 2, 3, and 4 inches. So you've got a score line at 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that to one side and go through all the other pieces. You then have 3 pieces of the same color cardstock, which are 5 by 3.5. Then you have, for your first layer, you have now your first layer can be either Whisper White or it can be DSP. This card, I'm adding a layer of Whisper White to it just to make it stand out a little more. The peach card, the Sweet as a Peach, I didn't. I just used the DSP. I didn't put another layer. So you can save some money that way if you want to, but I didn't. I like I want this to stand out. All right. So we've got 4 pieces, which are 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, and 3 pieces 4 3/4 by 2 1/4. Now these pieces go on what is left of the back of the card when you put the big piece of DSP on the front. Okay. Your second layer, which for me is going to be DSP, I have 4 pieces 4 1/2 by 3 and 4 pieces 4 1/2 by 2. Okay, I'm going to decorate the card with some cutouts from, whoops, oh, we're stuck, cutouts from the gingerbread, frosted gingerbread paper. The dies in there cut out some of these ornaments beautifully. So I've got them taped ready to my magnetic plate, to my paper on my magnetic plate, and we're going to cut those out. So let me think. So first of all, what I did was I went ahead and I sorted my papers into the order I wanted them. Okay, so we've got the main card, we've got the 3 extra pieces of red. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and I went ahead and glued my DSP. I adhered my DSP to these 4 pieces. Okay, to the 4 pieces of white. Then I have my 4 1/2, my smaller pieces, which is for the back of the card, and I sorted those again, and these will go 1, 2, 3. Now this white piece here, this plain white piece, is going to end up being the back of the card that you write, where you write your sentiment or whatever on. Okay, and then we have this piece here. Now I've gone ahead and numbered these on the back corner just so that I know the order I want to use them, and I'm just going to pop them to one side. I did the same with these 1, 2, 3 and 4. And the reason for that was because I need to know where this piece goes, which we're going to write on. Okay, we have 3 pieces of real red, and they are 5 by 3 1/2. Now the reason we've only got 3 is because there's the front of the card, and that's number 4, or number 1 if you will. It's number 1 really. Okay, how we're going to do this, we've scored this on 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to fold this over and burnish on the score lines. Okay, and we really want to burnish this well because we need the fold lines to really work for us and to lie down nicely when we put the card together. So we've got the big piece here, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, what I'm going to do is flip it over, turn over 2 so that they go, sits like this. So I have the big piece of card, I have 2 underneath and 2 on top. I'm going to put adhesive down here and then bring this down to stick, and then you'll see why I did it like that in just a minute. Okay, so let's hope, not too much to hope for, that the adhesive would work. But I want adhesive close to the edge, right to the top, and right from the top to the bottom, but don't go over the fold line. Now I think I did a little bit there, so I'm just going to roll it back. Okay, I'm going to bring, this is my big part of the card here, I'm going to bring that over, press it down and seal it. Alright, now when you stand this up, you give this a little push, and there's the first half, or the first piece of the tower. So I would like the big part of my card lying this way. So I've got the big part of the card to the left. to my left, and I'm going to put glue down here and put that on so that when it stands up, it stands like that. Let me see if I can get this right. I'm going to check it one more time. Okay, so glue there, put this piece on here, stand it up, and that sticks out that way. Yep, I think that's right. Here we go. Just not getting over to the side there. No. Okay. Stand it up one more time, it's going that way. So just so I can see my line, I'm just standing turning this way, and I'm just going to be a little hair shy of the fold. Okay, and then I'm going to stand it up. I've got two parts, all right, this piece and this piece. Again, just shy of the fold. I did have it right. Hold on a second. That's my fold. I want this piece to go this way. There's three, and now I've got one more piece, and this piece is going to come out this way. So I'm going to run adhesive down here on my card, yes. That way, stand my card up, it's going on here like this. I keep second guessing myself here, you can tell. There. So there we have the base of the cards. So then we need to decide which piece is going to be the front. So we've got 4 pieces like this. These are the 4 3/4 by 3 1/4 and the 4 1/2 by 3 layered onto here. So this is going to be my number 1 piece, and I should have about 1/8 of an inch all the way around a border. There's 1. Okay, now we can just keep going and put number 1 of the small piece on the next piece. Oops. Glue. So there's that. We turn it over. We take number 2. 2. Now number 3 is going to be this. This piece is going on here because we're going to write on it. Oh, dear, dear. Stuck. There. So, oops, I've got this piece going on here. it. This piece is going here. There. So we've got 3. There. There we are. Sorry, I moved off the camera there. So there you have your basic card frame. Alright, we've got, let me see, we've got a front. If you flip it over, there's your back part where you're going to write, and then you've got little bits in between. You could decorate them if you wish. Bring in my large Stampin' Cut and Emboss. These parts I'm going to cut out using my Big Shot, and I told you I had already taped them to my paper and my board so that they will cut out nicely. And I have found you have to run this through and bring it back to get a nice cut on them. And let's have a look and see what we've got. So I just used some washi tape to tape this so that my die did not move. And I'm just peeling it off carefully. Pop that out, and there you have a nice little Christmas ornament. You keep that there. And again, more washi tape. And there's the snowflake. So we've still got this sheet of paper, and it's got a couple more snowflakes I can punch out. So we're going to stamp a sentiment on here. On this white piece at the back, we're going to stamp a little something, and leave most of this white because you're going to write on it. But we are going to add a couple of little gumdrops, which I'm going to stamp off first. So let me do those. And I'm using real red. So this is the gumdrops. You see there's 3 on one stamp, but the red is a little dark, so I'm going to stamp off because I want them paler. There's my, if I go this way, can you see? Stamp it off. Bring my card in, and maybe just stamp them in the corner. So then on here we're going to stamp, what are we going to stamp? That's the front. We're going to stamp sending you peppermint kisses. I'm going to do this full strength and hope for the best. Well, I gotta go this way. I'm thinking it would have been better to stamp this and then put it onto the then mount it to the red. Okay, front, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment which says wishing you a Merry Christmas. Let me put that stamp on straight and it might work. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Stamp it right in the middle of there. Lovely. Close that up. Just put my fingers in it. And I'm going to use this story label punch to punch this out because it'll fit nicely in there. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. And then I'm going to punch it out in red as well. Fit that way. Have to go this way. There. I don't know if I want another one or what I want here. So we could just stagger it like that. So you're seeing best part of the red, best part, all the white and some of the red. Don't know if I like that. Or we could actually, bite a pair of scissors, cut this straight across the middle, like that. So we have two separate halves. Turn this over. And what we're going to do is we're going to line this up so you can see. Clean that end up in a minute. Most of the red there. Turn it around. That off. And you want the top and bottom to be even, so just be careful when you're placing the second piece there. And I am okay, I think, with that. Get that out of my way. This is the front of my card. And if you look at the back, you'll see that my column is mostly straight, is you know, mostly even all the way down. It's going to be off a little bit, but that could also be the way I cut my piece in half. So I'm going to pop this on here like this, on some dimensionals. Let's have a little think. We've got some nice white ribbon here. Let's make this one a little fancier. I'll just make a little bow and stick it behind. I'm just going to stick this on some dimensionals. Front of my card, whoops, get it right way up and should give you a Merry Christmas. I'm going to pop the bow just in here so that it just sort of hangs around the side. Just sort of tuck it under there so it there. That's the front. I'm just going to pop that on there. Now I didn't put these on dimensionals, and I'm not going to put them on dimensionals because I just think it might make the envelope too. Get that off there. I think we'll put that other snowflake up here. There, so there it is. This is our finished card for today. Bring it this way. Finished card for today. It's called a tower card, and basically it rotates like this. Like this, you've got room to write. Whoops. And like this. And when you stand it up on the table, it stands like that. All by itself. It's beautiful. It's such a nice card when it's finished. Let me just show you from the front. There's the front, and then it moves over, and it moves over, and it moves over. So there it is. So as always, if you want to copy this card, please feel free to do so. If you're going to sell your card, put the Stampin' Up! Angel stamp on, which just says all the supplies used were Stampin' Up! Supplies, and the copyright is Stampin' Up! And as I say, use the card if you want to. If you need the instructions or you need the measurements, just email me or send me a message and I'll be more than happy to send them to you. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.